Hello, boys and girls, and welcome back. And for today's lesson, our learning target is I can describe the connection between scientific ideas. I can describe the connection between scientific ideas. And a scientific idea is an explanation for how something works that was figured out using the scientific process. So it's an explanation of basically how something works. Let's continue. Our vocabulary words for today are ocean and shining. Ocean, the salt water that covers much of the Earth's surface. Shining, producing or reflecting a bright, steady light. So for today's lesson, we'll be focusing on pages 8 to 11. So when you go back to the slide of the text, you're going to be reading pages 8 to 11. And while you're reading, I want you to think about the following questions. 1. Are the animals in the oceans the same as the animals on land, and why? Are the animals in the oceans the same as the animals on land, and why? Question 2. What is one thing you learned about the oceans? What is one thing you learned about the oceans? And of course, what questions do you have? Let's continue. Our first close reading question is, how is the ocean similar to land? How is the ocean similar to land? So take a few seconds to think about this question. You could go back to the slide of the text of the pages we were supposed to read today, and then we're going to go over the answer. Just like the surface of the floor, the ocean has mountains and valleys. Living things make their homes on land and in the ocean. Again, just like the surface of the floor, the ocean has mountains and valleys. Living things make their homes on land and in the ocean. Let's continue. Our second close reading question is, when you flip the flap on pages 8 to 9, what does the change in center illustration help you better understand about the main text? So when you flip the flap on pages 8 to 9, what does the change in center illustration help you to better understand about the main text? So if you look at the slides or the video of the text, you would notice that there's two slides for pages 8 to 9, and that is one of the page, the flap is not flipped, but then the other page, the other slide, you flip the flap and then you see the questions to the answers that are being asked. So if you want to go back just to look at those pages, and then we're going to go over the answer for this question. Let's continue. The answer to the question on page 9 says, plants are living things because they grow. The picture shows that bamboo looks like what, the picture shows what bamboo looks like as it grows. Again, the answer to the question on page 9 says, plants are living things because they grow. The picture shows what bamboo looks like as it grows. Let's continue. So for our focus reading, using text evidence, how might you connect all living things? Again, using text evidence, how might you connect all living things? So I would say all living things grow and breathe. Next question. How might you connect certain living things found on these pages, meaning the pages you read today? How might you connect certain living things found on these pages, which are pages 8 to 11 that we read today? Some ocean animals like turtles and whales have flippers for swimming. All right, boys and girls. So now it's time for you to complete your task card. And again, when you're going over your questions, please remember to go back to the text to use text-based evidence to answer your questions. Remember to answer in a complete sentence and also to use parts of the question to answer. And once you're finished your task card, I just want you to focus on this next question. How is life on land different than life in the ocean? So based on what you've read today, how is life on land different than life in the ocean? All right, boys and girls, this is our lesson for today, and we will meet at another time. Thank you.